What's up, everybody? Junius back here at the Tights Room. Thank you so much to every single person who participated in the very first Tuesday Tights questions. I truly cannot thank you enough. To those who didn't participate for whatever reason, there's the opportunity this coming Tuesday to participate in the next Tuesday Tights questions at the Tights Room Instagram page. And also, I just want to thank you for your individual Tights journey. As I said in a video before, we all each have our individual Tights journeys, and I'm just thankful that each of you are able to share your own, and you have your own. Each one is special. Each one has their own version, and I think that's really cool. Everybody has their own story, and the fact that we have the Tights Room to kind of come together and share our stories, I think is really cool. And so I continue to welcome it. As I say, all are welcome here. It's an open forum to just share your Tights stories or anything involving Tights respectfully, of course. And so let's get to these responses. The very first responder, shout out to Philly Tights Guy, who was the very first to respond to the question on this past Tuesday. So the question, once again, was, at what point in your life did you realize you love Tights? As I said, I was a very young child. If you look on my Instagram account at the Tights Room, you'll see that I'm wearing tights as a baby. So I've been doing this thing pretty much since birth. And so I'm just glad that, again, everybody was able to share their history. So anyway, to the answers of the question, when did you first, of course, realize that you love Tights? So Philly Tights Guy said, starred in a local theater production of Jack and the Beanstalk. I must have been 9. And I'll never forget the director telling one of the other players to get red tights for his costume. And then we did. I was like, damn, I want to wear those too. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Shiny15483 said, was about when I was in my early 20s. Bought my first 2 pairs of stirrup Nike spandex running, were black and red and black and blue swirl. Fell in love with the look and feel ever since. Loved the fashion look. Me too. I'm a huge fan of stirrup tights. I wear stirrup tights quite a bit. You can see posts of me wearing stirrup tights, of course, on the Tights Room page. But yeah, I share that passion of stirrup tights too. That's an amazing story. Thank you. Nylon Boy 2015 says, I'm a man, late 30s. I start wearing around 15. All the women in my family were wearing tights. So for me, it was something like normal. Sometimes they just were around wearing tights. So at some point, I was curious about them. And I started wearing some at my aunt's house. 3 women lived there, and the tights were everywhere. So when I tried, I liked the feeling, the softness, and the extra layer for the cold times. So I started wearing more often. My family, it's been open and never saw this as a bad or strange thing. They were very open, and at some point, my aunt gave me some thick tights for the winter, and then I grew up and started to buy my own. My first serious girlfriend knew about it, and she supported me. Really cool, man. I think that's really great when you have people in your life that can support you for what you do. I think, I can attest to that. It's truly an amazing thing when you have people in your circle that really just are for what you do and allow you to be yourself. And I think if people can be themselves, I think that will make the world so much of a better place. I think a lot of people are angry because they're like holding things inside about themselves. And it's like people just need to be open and free. So moving forward, King Anna 140 says, I was around 5 to 6 years old. My mother was a flamenco dancer, and she had a wardrobe of tights, especially fishnets, that were blazing hot. I was attracted to the vibrant colors and textures and instantly equated style, sexiness, and sophistication with that type of leg adornment. My mom, who wanted me to be a ballerina, wanted me to wear basic tights. Neutral shades, high denier, itchy in my opinion. I was yearning to be older and able to don those nets. Yes, King Anna, my tights twin, definitely a fishnet rocker. That is her specialty. And thank you so much, King Anna, for your response. OV 1959 said, it's been so long ago that I can't begin to pinpoint exactly when it was. But I know it was when I was very young, preteen even. Been wearing tights for a long time, I see. Cool. I recall finding a pair of my sister's tights in the trash, so I tried them on. It was as if a light switch was flipped on. Suddenly, I could see. Where once there was darkness, now there is light. And I responded, yes, the light is in the tights. And absolutely, I fully believe that. Thank you so much for sharing. Always Masked Mist 118 said, what initially made tights attractive to me was my classmates in kindergarten when I was 3 or 4. and they were given the white bullet tights and bullet skirts because they had bullet foundation classes. And I can tell that was so beautiful. And so I started to wear tights from elementary school under shorts, just pretending they were super long socks. Cool, cool, cool. Tightsman 888 said, I got my start wearing when I was in middle school, I think, and was at home alone with my sister. She was downstairs making something in the kitchen, and I was upstairs in my room bored, so I decided to go into my parents' bedroom and start rooting around their drawers. Happened upon my mom's one-piece swimsuit and her pantyhose. Put them on, ran downstairs to show off to my sister for fun, and then ran back upstairs. I was hooked ever since. I thought I shared with them just how funny that story was. Like, I think we all have like these crazy funny stories about things very similar to that, all in our tights journey. I know I do. Tommy Thompson 2716 said, vague memories of when I was very young. I was given tights to wear under my trousers in cold weather. When I was 5 or 6, I was running around the house in tights and a sweater before or after school. Even then, I loved the look and feel of those thick woolen tights just by themselves. Black God and Hoes snuck it in kind of late, but I'll read it because I just appreciate your participation. I tried them on when I was 9 or 10 for my mother's drawers. So cool, cool, cool. There's a lot of similar stories like that. People trying them on from people in their house, maybe their mom and sister, something like that. And of course, I had tights on as a baby, which was a tradition in a lot of families. Like back in the day, that's kind of an old school thing where even the boys will wear tights as babies. So like that wasn't far from normal. So I was right along in that line. And of course, as I got older, I would wear tights under my clothes and things like that. And, you know, would just like practice how I do what I'm doing around the house, maybe when nobody's home or something like that. And I would even like step out for a few minutes at a time, even as a teenager, and just like go places and see what it was like, you know, like just kind of like, you know, just seeing what the reaction was. I used to do that. And so that's kind of one of the things that led to my fashion style today, was just testing it out even way back then as a teenager. It was kind of cool. But of course, like most people's stories, it took me a while to really just express myself the way I completely do now. It took some time, like maybe about 9, 10 years ago was when I started really being seen by different tights companies. I started modeling for Cecilia de Raphael in 2014. And from there, that really just, like when I did that for them the first time, it just gave me like the confidence boost that I absolutely needed to just like go full forward and just do it and ditch the pants altogether. Just tights, period. Moving forward, Leggings Dude said, think I was about 11. My sister was a ballet dancer. Out of curiosity, I stole a pair of her dance tights. I haven't looked back. The shine, how silky they were, was incredible. Yes, and I replied, and I still say, the shine and silky feel never gets old. It just doesn't. It's an amazing thing with tights, of course. Jeff.Prov said, when I was about 14 in the junior high school play Rumpelstiltskin and wore green tights for the costume, I was hooked then. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, high school was around the time when I really started getting like really hooked in tights. And then I started buying my own tights when I was in high school, like a freshman. I'll tell you that story a whole nother time. But Red Lip Inc. says, Yana Amina, of course. Thank you, Yana, for chiming in. I appreciate you. Yana says, when I realized they were the best thing to keep my legs warm in those Chicago winters. Absolutely. My goodness, I'm from Chicago, like Yana, and Chicago is no punk in the wintertime. Oh my goodness. And so you got to be layered up. You got to have multiple pairs of tights on in Chicago. So it's, yeah, definitely understood. Yana makes my custom tights. She makes custom clothing, custom leggings, custom tights. Yana is so amazing. One of my personal makers of clothes, and so very special and amazing. And last but not least, we have Sam's 1963 US, who said, I was 6 years old and saw a friend in her Argyle tights, and I was fascinated by them. Shortly afterwards, she lent me a pair of red rib tights, and I've been hooked on tights ever since. So those are the responses to this week's Tuesday Tights question. I can't wait to see you all this coming Tuesday for the next installment of Tuesday Tights Questions at the Tights Room Instagram page. Thank you all so much once again, and I'll see you Tuesday.